All right. Hi. Hi, everyone. Sailor Moon here. Tuxedo mask or evening coat hide here. And today we're going to talk about the two sagas of Sailor Moon we saw. Now, keep in mind, I forget what the name of it was, but we're going to go about what we saw on it. Now, this one is about Jadeite, how, about Titus, which that was her Deke name, talks of Jadeite about how they're going to make it, how Jadeite doesn't want to work with Titus, and Titus wants to work with Jadeite, which that was in Deke. And Viz's world, it was played up that Titus was in love with Jadeite, but Jadeite wanted nothing to do with her until Titus comes up with some goal about putting everyone on a ship if they happen to be in some kind of a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife and take their mate from them. Well, then there's a showing going on, and the showing was mostly the same showing. It wasn't like they shift the showing that much. So they're at Learn. So they're at Learn, and everyone's talking about it. And Molly talks about how how it, and we have Molly talking about. So what the unlikeness was is that we had Molly talking about how the tickets, how they couldn't buy the tags, and in Deke that was the same. In Deke's world, Malvin talks about how he did buy them, but then he couldn't go because his mother and father forbid it under the grounds he would get seasick, so he had to give them away to someone else. Now, in Viz, he said that he couldn't go because his mother and father told him he'd have to have someone. He would have to have a lawful keeper with him, like his mother or father with him, and they also he says it would be way over how long he was allowed to be out for. He gave it away to his neighbor on those grounds, but then tells Serena that you can go win some, which is the same in Deke. It doesn't shift that much. Serena loses and gets some body wash, which in Deke that's what it was. And Viz, it was like, nose sheets or something. Ray shows up. Ray shows up. And I talked to Ray about why we should go on that ship. And Ray says, why do I want to be on a ship with you? She goes on anyway and wins it by her might. And in Deke, I say she did that weird might shit again and she was cheating. Well, then later on, Serena and Ray are having a row over why they should and should not go on the ship, and tell Serena don't got no boyfriend, Ray don't got no boyfriend either, so they're getting into that over that thing, and then Luna tells me, shit! Oh, fuck. Yeah, hold on here. I can't go in a stand because a stand would break my legs. Come on. All right, here we go. And then Amy shows, fuck! I can't work. So, stand up. So anyway, Amy shows up, and then Ray said, oh, well, Amy, we should go talk about being on the ship. And then Serena doesn't take it the right way, and Serena says, oh, I wish we never met. And Amy, how dare you shift on me? Now, that was mostly the same way about how Serena said that Ray didn't have a boyfriend. So why should she? And I hope it doesn't go well because you don't got a boyfriend. So then Ray's talking about how, oh, it'd be so cool because Serena gets on her, irks her so much that she wants nothing to do with her. And then they go on the ship. Serena shape shifts to get on the ship unlawfully, put here. Hey! Well, anyway, next thing you know, I meet Jadeite, who's being the lead man of the ship, And the truth is that I don't know it's Jadeite. And he tells me, you can't be in the runner's room. Look, I'm sorry I can't help you. I'm busy doing other things. Well, these other things shift out taking a mic from husbands and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends. And then Ray's eating too loud, and Amy's like, you know what? You should eat. You shouldn't eat loud. You should not. You should eat hush. You shouldn't be eating hushly. Is that even a word? I don't know. And then at the end of the day, Ray goes, don't tell me what to do. I don't need a boyfriend to have a good time. Well, and Dika was like, you eating too much. Well, the sea air makes me hungry. So then they go to the ballroom, and then Jadeite and Titus, start shaking everybody's might. Only those who are in some kind of kinship. Well, then they slight Amy and Ray for not having boyfriends. Like, gold, that's what Jadeite and Titus do, being shitheads as they are. Well, I shapeshift, and then Amy and Ray shapeshift. And then after that, you know what happens after that? They fight Titus. Titus gets killed. Then Queen Beryl scaves Jadeite for Titus being killed, and tells him that she's got a handicap for him if he fucks up one more time. The only thing that was unlike the Deke one is the songs, and the one scene where Serena's knocking Malvin off the ship when Malvin talks about how it'd be so cool to be on a ship with someone that you care about, which for most of Sailor Moon it was Serena up until at that time. Yeah, and you weren't in this at all. Well, Serena, I wasn't needed. Why didn't you show up and help us on the ship? I don't know. Both in the Deke and Viz one, the ship is nothing more than a broken down old ship that Titus has used her might, witchcraft, fiendship, whatever you want to call it, to make it into a new ship, which once she dies, the spell's off and it's back to being the former ship. So, yeah. We'll give our thoughts on the next one.